Thank you. Thank you for that amazing welcome. Good morning, Washington University class of 2025, and congratulations. You did it. You are a college graduate. I am honored to be here with you and celebrate with you today. Thank you to Chancellor Martin and the Washington University Board of Trustees for inviting me to be part of this momentous celebration. I feel privileged to stand with all of these people that have come to cheer you on. Your WashU administrators and advisors, your professors and mentors, and most importantly, your moms and dads, siblings and grandparents, spouses and children, and all of the special people you call family and friends. Behind every one of your triumphs, including this very moment, stands a team of supporters who believed in you, pushed you, and maybe even carried you through your most challenging moments. I know everyone here watching today and at home is bursting with pride for you, their WashU graduate. I have to admit, I am a little nervous. You might think I'm used to the spotlight, but I would probably feel more comfortable if they had allowed me to vault onto the stage or do a little floor routine. But really, today is your day. While I may be considered an elite athlete, I know that you are elite students. While I can claim a few firsts in my sport, I know that some of you are the first in your families to earn your degrees. Can I get a round of applause for our first generation graduates? And for some others, maybe you showed early promise and met every challenge in elementary, middle, and high school head on, blazing new trails along the way. Going to college and graduating might have felt like a given. But honestly, I'm willing to bet this is one of the hardest things you've done in life. As this chapter closes for you, another one is about to begin. For some, that may bring thoughts of excitement and a sense of adventure for all that lies ahead. For others, maybe today brings up thoughts of fear and anxiety of what the future may hold. And maybe, just maybe, some may question whether today marks the biggest accomplishments you'll ever achieve. And that's not, sorry. And that's not because you won't go on to do great things, as I truly believe each and every one of you will in your own way. Rather, I believe it's because college comes at a difficult in-between time in life. You're an adult, but you still need a lot of support from home. You may carry a childhood identity or your family's expectations in ways you haven't yet fully realized. You might also care deeply about what your support system thinks, but only you are responsible for your decisions, and only you will live with the consequences. And if there's one thing I've learned about WashU, it's not all puppy dogs and ice cream, as they do work you pretty hard here. But today's celebration isn't just about the diploma that you are receiving. It's also about the recognition of the shared experiences, good and bad, that you've encountered along the way that has prepared you for this next step forward in life. I always dreamed of going to college, not just to be part of a collegiate gymnastics team, but to study medicine, to become a children's nurse or a pediatrician, and to enjoy all the fun of a college campus. But for me, that dream bumped up against others, and ultimately, I chose a different path. But I do think my path and yours have a lot in common, although mine probably included a few more sequins and leotards. Success in academics, like in athletics, requires sacrifice and dedication. There is a lot of fun along the way, but to make it to the top, you also really need to find joy in the work. To be an elite student, or an elite athlete, or an elite anything, you have to be one of those people. The kind of person who is fueled by their own passion, what makes them feel most alive and most true to themselves when they are working at their limits and at the limits of their disciplines. If that sounds familiar to you, then you should know that I fully commiserate. If there's one thing I know a little something about, it's pressure. And I know you guys have been feeling it these past few years. Maybe like me, you can't remember a time where you didn't feel it. Well, I'm here to encourage you to take a deep breath. Let's do it right now together. On the count of 3, we're gonna take a deep breath, in through your nose, fill up your lungs, hold for a second or two, and exhale completely through your mouth. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I don't know about you guys, but breathing like that in moments like this is really helpful for me. Graduates, you've already achieved so much, and it's important to take time to appreciate what you've accomplished, to breathe it all in, to embrace that sense of success. In today's dynamic world, things move quickly, and there tends to be this urgency for what's next rather than living in the moment. In the days and months ahead, you guys might feel like you're floating around for a bit without the demands of school to keep you grounded, and that's okay. Let it be and just take some time for you. Because really, all you guys have to do is be you. You don't have to be the greatest engineer, the greatest lawyer, the greatest entrepreneur, or the greatest social worker. You just need to be the greatest you that you can be, the greatest you of all time. People often refer to me as the GOAT. Not the, not the animal, but the greatest of all time. I'm not gonna lie, every once in a while, it does give me chills thinking about what I've accomplished in gymnastics, but I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Being the GOAT was never the goal. All I ever wanted was to be the greatest Simone that I could be. My goal was to be the greatest Simone Biles of all time. I wanted and still strive for today. And when I start to get in my head and doubt myself, I reflect on what my mom instilled in me from a very young age, and that is to be the best Simone that you can be each and every day. Thank you, Mom. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a little competitive. Even as a preschooler, I never backed away from a challenge. I started doing gymnastics at 6 years old, which is a little bit older than you'd imagine. But when I was 7, I saw a cheerleader do a standing back tuck, and I told my coach that I could do it, and I did it. And then another coach challenged me to do it on a high beam. I got up, and I tried to do that too, and she landed it. But a professional career in gymnastics and competitions like US Nationals, Worlds, or an Olympic Games weren't even a part of my imagination at that point. But my coaches saw it. At least that's what they say now. But my point is, all I ever wanted to do was to do my best. At the age of 6, 16, 26, and beyond, it's always been about doing my best. Not to satisfy others, not to meet the expectations of others, not because of external pressures. Nope, it's just always about being the best Simone that I can be, and I'm so proud to say I've stayed true to that. And that's all you guys have to do too. Show up and be the best you. And that doesn't end today just because you've achieved this incredible accomplishment as part of the Washington University graduating class of 2025. We are not just celebrating your diploma you're receiving, we are also celebrating you for the work that you put in, for all the sacrifices you made to get here, for all the challenges you have overcome. And we recognize how your time at WashU will continue to help you be the best you can be as you move forward in your future endeavors. With the time I have left, I would like to offer you guys a few tips on becoming the greatest you of all time. First and foremost, remember that the only thing you can control is yourself. So no matter your pursuits, show up for yourself consistently. Do something every day that scares you. Put in the work on days when everything is clicking and you're in your zone. And just as important, put in the work on days you feel like you're not even in the right arena. When you're consistent, when you bring your best to your practice every single day, then you'll be ready for the big moments. For me, it didn't matter if I was competing in a local meet or in the Olympics. The only difference was the setting. I could trust that I had put the work in because I had consistently brought my best self to practice every day, and now all I needed was to get out there and do my thing. Next, I encourage you to stay creative. No matter what your goals are or what you're working in, prioritize your creative thinking, because no one, and I mean no one's success is a straight line. When you're reaching for things, you're gonna fall short. And yes, sometimes you're going to fail, but that's okay. It just means you haven't figured everything out yet. When, not if, but when this happens to you, just learn from it. Move on to plan B. And if plan B doesn't work out, then make a plan C. And then guess what? There's the rest of the alphabet. The key to success is willingness to always find a way, and you have to stay creative throughout that process. Third, be mindful and take care of your whole self. Work can't be everything. Make a point to create space for hobbies that you enjoy. Take quality time for yourself and prioritize your mental wellness just as much as your physical health. Lean into your friends and family who fuel your joy and fill your tank. Surround yourself with good people who bring out the best in you and make sure they stay at the top of your priority list. And finally, in order to be the greatest you of all time, embrace the opportunity to be a leader. Keep an eye on the rearview mirror as you pave a trail for those who may look up to you, who may want to follow in your path, as you never know who may be watching. When I had moments of struggle, when the world witnessed my falls or my failures, I think about the kids at my gym and all the other young people who looked up to me. What would I tell them if they were in my position? I'd speak encouragingly to them. I'd remind them that a moment doesn't define a purpose. I'd tell them to get back out there. I'd tell them that it's okay to take a deep breath, to rest, and to reset. If you guys don't have young people in your life, think about your younger self and make them proud. In closing, I'd like to leave you with a few words of wisdom that I came upon a few years ago that I keep in the back of my mind today. The world doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be bold. It needs you to care and to keep going even when things don't go as planned. So go out there and write your own story, only one that you can tell. WashU class of 2025, I want to congratulate you one more time. I know that you're going to go out there in the world and be amazing because truly, you already are. Thank you.